Hello, I'm Niki.
And I'm Sammy, and we're doing another one of them serious videos.
We've spoken about weight loss before, and we left you all with some questions, the most prominent of which was how we lost weight.
We wanted to address this question as best we could, and we hope it helps motivate and encourage some of you that are a little bit stuck, just like we were.
Being overweight filled us with the fear of the silliest of things, and it's something we had to contend with all of the time.
For example, back when we were at school, there was loads of circumstances where weight held us back. I used to do all I could to avoid PE lessons because physical activity scared me, and the thought of getting changed with a bunch of my friends embarrassed me.
It wasn't just exercise though, I had the same problem with food. I was scared to even try to eat healthily because I was scared of what other people would think of me.
Thinking back now, it's quite clear how much we missed out on, how many social occasions and gatherings and activities and things we held ourselves back from purely because we were worried what other people would think of us.
These are good examples of how battling your weight has just as many mental obstacles as it does physical, if not more.
Since our last video, the main question we received was, how did you lose so much weight? The question, how did we lose weight, is a good question, but it's not something we're going to dwell on because it's unique to every single individual.
However, we are going to talk about how we felt at the time in the hopes that it can encourage anyone that's going through a similar experience as to what we went through.
Because losing weight can be a lonely process, and no matter how many people you surround yourself with, it's still a personal struggle.
That loneliness can lead you to create some pretty dark images of what you think other people are thinking about you. And it's frustrating because the hardest part about losing weight is you know what you need to do to succeed.
You know that you need to eat less or eat better and exercise, but you create all these kinds of mental barriers to stop you from doing even the most simpler things.
For example, I found the thought of exercise, whilst this should have been easy, was actually quite terrifying.
You imagine yourself surrounded by the world's most healthiest, prettiest, skinniest, athletic people, which is just disheartening.
It's disheartening, which makes it a bit of a cycle, really, because once you're disheartened, you lose the motivation you had and the temptation to slide becomes stronger.
Your mind can be your biggest enemy when it comes to eating healthily too. You think that everyone around you is judging you for your food choices, whether it's a salad or a chili-covered cheese hot dog with chip.
Eating becomes this shameful thing where it's easier to sneak loads of different smaller snacks than eat one big meal. And then you develop this unhealthy relationship with food where you're eating every chance you can get.
And that is not a good thing.
But once you realise that this mixed up version of events that you have in your head couldn't be further from the truth, you can start to get the motivation you need to succeed.
We began to realise that it was a marathon and we was in it for the long haul, and it's not a sprint. Cutting calories and reducing everything to bare minimum was not the answer we were looking for. The truth is, even the greatest journey starts with a single step.
No one on the sidelines would be judging in any capacity. The first step was the hardest and the scariest.
And it was the scariest because we were stepping out of our comfort zones from something we knew and loved, our bedroom, food and kitchen, into something that was abnormal and scared us, the gym. We expected to walk into a space filled with muscled men and Zumba goddesses, but in reality we found people just like us, people that wanted to change their life for the better.
We found that the more we strive to look after our bodies, the less inclined we were to fill it with bad food and unhealthy things.
We realised that it wasn't just food that made us feel safe. Our comfort blanket turned from eating and overindulging to feeling good and making sure that we did what made us feel happy and confident and proud of where we were. The most important thing to remember is it's not selfish to want the best for yourself and to be proud of what you're doing.
We learnt a lot, and we learnt how to eat. There's not this faddy diet that fixes everything, but there is an education that stops you from slipping.
There is no right way of eating, but there is an understanding of what you're putting in. Maybe we should swap healthy eating for conscious eating.
Everyone that wants to lose weight will do it in their own individual way. I mean, we are identical twins, but we did things differently. Stop comparing yourself to celebrities in the newspaper and magazines because they are completely different, separate individuals to you.
Being overweight or being on a diet doesn't necessarily mean you're unhappy, and you shouldn't automatically assume that somebody with weight issues or is obese is unhappy with who they are.
There's no correlation between the two. Our only advice is to find where you're most comfortable and work from there. Make yourself happy and the rest will follow.
Yes!
Thank you for watching. We'll put a link in the description to our last motivation and happiness video.
We hope this helped at least one of you, and if it did, make sure you share it with someone else that needs a little budge in the right direction.
High five.
Weight and the number on the scale is not a measurement of your happiness, so just do what puts a smile on your face.
Neither are the opinions of anyone else.
Do it for you.